Joining us now is Senate Armed Services Committee member, Senator Markwayne Mullin. Senator, thank you so much for joining us. Certainly, the major plus up for ICE and Homeland Security, but also the military. You're on Armed Services. Explain to us how that money is going to be used and what the military can do in support of that mission to close down the border.
Well, Jason, thank you, and thanks for having me on. Look, first of all, what we're going to do is actually complete the wall. The last time that President Trump started the wall, obviously you saw the Biden administration come in and just wreak havoc on it and sell the material at pennies on the dollar. So the first thing we're doing is we're actually putting this into law by putting $46 billion to finally complete the wall all the way across our southern border. The Marines' job is going to be there simply combating the cartels. They're not going to be arresting people. They're not going to be detaining people other than just backing up our Border Patrol because literally, unfortunately, the cartels are well funded and they have military weapons. They have military training. They have military vehicles that are on the border that that's actually outgunning and outmanning our Border Patrol. So they are a secondary force to prevent the cartels from coming in. At the same time, our Border Patrol is being plussed up. The immigration, a whole line of detainees to ICE, to the border, to the judges, to our immigration centers. They're all being plussed up, fully funded. And what it is a full deterrence. You saw last month, the numbers of June came out. Zero illegals were allowed to enter our country illegally. That is astounding compared to what we've been having the last 4 years.
Yeah, time I've spent on the border, one of the frustrating things is I saw the drug cartels and the human smuggling networks. They were using encrypted Chinese apps to do their communication. Right. And that's the kind of training and things that the military, along with the Border Patrol, it has to deal with, not only on the southern border, but also on the northern border. But it also has to do with human smuggling and dealing with the drug flow that comes across. We know where the fentanyl comes. It comes in large part from China through Mexico.
And Jason, let's not forget the water too. It's not just land crossings, but it's going across the water, going around. It's overwhelming. Our Coast Guard, the Marines are able to augment that. We're having to have a lot of more sea power that you probably wouldn't see when you're thinking of just human smuggling and drug smuggling. It's literally an all-out attack. This is why President Trump has made it a high priority. He is the guy who's going to save America from imploding from within. And the reason why I say that is because President Trump has made it a focus. And he's also trying to improve our diplomatic relationships with Mexico. He's offered to help send troops down to fight beside the army on our southern border and also to combat the cartels. It's being proactive. This is what peace through strength looks like, Jason. When you're not just sitting back playing whack-a-mole or just simply inviting them in like the Biden administration. President Trump is pushing forward, and he's making them pay a cost to even get close to either our northern and southern border. And you brought up a good point. Our northern border was something that we've overlooked. The cartels now have pivoted and have started coming across some very remote areas that we wasn't even paying attention to before. And you can see, I've been privileged to be able to see some of our classified briefings on this, and they're up in the air and at night in thermals, and you're seeing a group of maybe 8 to 10 people walk a mile into the United States and turn around and go back. You can't tell they're dropping a pack, but you know they're dropping a pack, and then within minutes later, you'll see vehicles pull up to where they left and then took off. Sometimes you see them actually pick people up too. Fortunately, we have eyes on them and they're driving. Because of the heat signature they have, we're able to pick them up, but we're only getting a few. President Trump now has made it a focus to not just focus on the southern border, but our northern border too, and he is restoring law and order on our borders.
Real quickly, Senator, last question here. Recruitment numbers under President Trump are way up, actually meeting and exceeding the recruitment up for our military. What's the impact there?
Well, if you're a young man and you're a patriot, you want to serve underneath this president. He has been forward-thinking. I mean, you have Secretary Hegseth, that is absolutely a warrior leader that is appointed by President Trump. You're having a strong emphasis on actually restoring America back to where it is. You know that he's not. You know, President Trump isn't going to put you into an endless war. He's not going to use you as some type of political pawn. He is going to use you in a way that our military was designed for. He brings pride back to our military, and that's why you're seeing recruiting numbers go through the roof. And not even recruiting numbers, but retention. People that were on their way out has decided, wait a second, I want to serve underneath President Trump. I want this as my commander-in-chief. I want to do great things and have generational changes inside DOD, and President Trump and Secretary Hegseth is delivering that.
Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, thank you for joining us. Do appreciate it.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.